Hi everyone, you welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we'll be sewing this beautiful flace short. I made use of 1.5 yard of bridal satin. You can make use of any material of your choice, either Ankara, Mikado, any material, but it'll come out fine. So guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you find this video helpful, hit the like button. So guys, let's jump right into it. So I have 1 yard of bridal satin here, and you can see my fabric is not on fold. I lay it flat down this way. On the up of my material here, I'll come in by 5 inches here and mark. Then on this side of the fabric, I'll come in also by 5 inches. I'll mark this. I'll connect this 5 inches to the length of my short because we are drafting a flace short. So now connect these lines together, 5 inches here. So after marking out the 5 inches on the side here and 5 inches at the up here, the next we have to do now is to divide the waist by 3 because we are drafting a flace short. You'll be dividing your waist by 3 inches. So the waist I'm working with is 38. 38 divided by 3 will give me 12.5. Here from this angle here, this angle we have here, I'll drop down 12.5. I'll come here also and I'll mark with 12.5 from the angle here, 12.5. I'll mark it all round like this. So now connect the lines together. After connecting the waistline, this is the waist. After connecting it, now we have to get the length of the short. So the length of the short I'm working with is 17 inches. From this my waist here, I'll put down 17 inches plus the band. I want to use 1.25 for my band. So you can see from this line here, which is the waist, I put 1.25. Now get the length of my short. The length of the short is 16 inches plus 1 inches. That makes it 17 inches. So now check what I have from this angle here. I have 28.5 inches. So I will just mark 28.5 inches. I'll make sure my tape is on this angle here we have here. It's better when you start to mark from the angle here, 28.5. Now adjust it and mark 28.5. So now connect the lines together like this. Now after connecting the lines together, the next we have to do now is to get the crouch depth. To get your crouch depth, you divide your hip by 4. The hip I'm working with is 44. 44 divided by 4 will give me 11 inches. That 11 inches now will add 1 inches to it for ease. Because this is a flace short, we don't want it to be too tight. So that will give me 12 inches. Now the crouch depth is 12 inches. This is my 12 inches here. You can see when I'm putting down my crouch depth, I didn't add my band allowance to it. No, I want this flace short should not be too tight at the crouch. So that's why I did hip divided by 4 plus 1 inches. That gives me 12 inches here. Now after doing this, now we have to get the crouch extension. To get your front crouch extension, we are getting, this is the front pattern here. We are drafting the front and back together. So this is my front. To get the front crouch extension, you divide your hip by 20. 44 divided by 20, it will give me 2.2. But because there's no 2.2 on the tape, I'll use 2.5. So now this is 2.5 for my crouch extension. Because I'm drafting on the fabric, I will add ½ inches for seam allowance. That will give me 3 inches. Now the crouch extension is 3 inches. So now on the hem of my short, we have 3 inches here. On the hem of the short, I'll put down 2.5 here, like this. You place your cuff this way, the way I did mine, and you connect back. This is the crouch. Now connect this down to the end like this. Connect back. So we are done with the front crouch. Now we have to get the back crouch. So for the back crouch, I'll come down by 12 inches also. You divide your hip by 4, then you add 1 inches of ease. So here I'll come down by 12 inches for my crouch depth. Then after doing that now, for the crouch extension, for your back crouch extension, let's put down back here. This is my back. For your back crouch extension, you divide your hip by 10. After dividing 44 by 10, I have 4.4. So here I'll put down 4.4. Then I'll add half inches for seam allowance. Here, half inches. This is it. Then on the hem of my trouser, I will check what I have here. I have 4.75. Here I'll put down 4.4 here, 4.25 here. You can see this is it. On the hem of the trouser. Okay. Now connect the back crouch. You have to add seam allowance for the, because my zip will be at the back of my short. I'll add 1 inches for the back allowance, 1 inches here, 1 inches. On the front, I'll be adding half inches on my front, half inches on the crouch. So on the waist also, I'll add half inches for seam allowance. So now I'll cut this out. I'm through with the cutting. Now the next you have to do is to just fold your short this way. You can see the way I fold mine. You make sure the crouch line is like this. It's together. Then I will cut it out like this. I'm through with the slitting of the sides. You can see now we have 1 front, 1 back. You know, for the short, we have to have 2 front, 2 back. So now we'll be cutting the front first. So to cut the front, I'll make sure the right side of the bridal satin is facing up and the front of my short, this one, is facing it this way. This is how you cut. You make sure the right side of your fabric is facing up. Any fabric you are using, you make sure the right side is facing you and the right side of the short that you've cut already, the front, will be facing it this way. Then we'll cut out. I'll cut this out and I'll repeat the same thing also on the back. I'm through with the cutting of the front and the back. Now we have 2 pieces, 1 and 2. Then for the front also, we have 1, 2. You can see by the time you lay the right side of the first one you cut on the right side, you place it on the main fabric, it will, when you cut it, it will be like this. So now on the center front, I'll come down by half inches here and I'll connect it down to the side of my front this way. Yeah, you just cut it out that way. Now the next I have to do, I'll go and sew the center front, which is the crouch, on half inches down on the front. I'm through with the sewing of the front crouch. Now we have to work on the back. So for the back, I will drop my band allowance, which is 1.25. Then from there now I'll mark like 8 inches. That's where I want my zip. From this line here, from 8 inches here. So I'll go and sew on half inches. Where I'm marking, this is where I will sew. I'll sew this, and I'll tell you what to do next. I'm through with the sewing of the back crouch. You can see I sew all through to the hook here. Down to fixing my zip, I will lose it down to this 8 inches we have here. Now the next we have to do is to open up the back pattern and bring the front together this way. So now we'll go and sew the inseam. I'll make sure the crouch are together this way, I'll go and sew on half inches from this crouch down to this hem of my short. Then I'll repeat the same thing also on this other side. I'm through with the sewing of the inseam. You can see how it's matching at the front. Now the next we have to do is to fix in the pocket. This short is having a pocket, side pocket. This is my back pattern. I'll bring in my pocket. I dropped a video on the comment section on how to draft a short bubu gown. There I show how to cut out an inseam pocket. I have my pattern already, so I've gone ahead to cut it out. Now put one of the pockets this way. I'll come down from the waist here by 2 inches for the back, 2 inches and mark here. So now I'll put down my pockets here this way. I'll go and sew on half inches. I'll do this for this side of my back. Repeat the same thing on the other side and the front also. I'm through the sewing of the pockets. Now the next you have to do is to join this short at the sides on half inches. So now I'll go and join on half inches like this from the waist here. That joining from the pocket. I'm joining it to the hem of my short this way. I'll go and do this for this side of the short, and I'll repeat the same thing also on the other side. The front and the back together, we join them on the sides on half inches from the waist. As you're sewing, when you get to this side of the pocket here, you continue to sew around the pocket and till you get to the hem of the short here. I'll do this and do the same thing also on the other side of my short. I'm through with the joining of the sides of the shorts, and I've done the same thing also on this other side. You can see my inseam pocket. Now the next we have to do is to measure round the waist. When you want to measure around your waist, you make sure this side of the back is on fold as if you're already fixing the zip, and you measure around this way. This is 11. Here we have 26. We have 42.5 for the waist, and the actual waist is 38 inches. I'll do a bit gathers round my waist, and I've cut out the band already. The width of my band is by 2.5, and the length of the band is by 40. The waist is 38, 1 inches for zipper, 1 inches for zipper. That makes my band 40 inches. See, this is 40 inches for the band. So now we'll go and join the band from the waist here, also from the back of my shorts. First, I'll sew this round the waist. I'm through with the sewing of the band. I sew the band at the back of my short, and before I sew it, the waist was bigger than my actual waist, so I have to do a bit gathers so it will be the actual waist. Now we'll bring the band this way, and we'll make sure the half inches we sew is inside, and I will fold in my band like this. I'll go and sew it to the other side of my back. I'm through with the fixing of my band. Now the next we have to do is to fold the hem of the short on half inches like this. Then you fold one more time. After folding the hem of my short, I'll go ahead to fix the zip at the back and display the short for you to see. I'm through with the folding of the hem of the short, and I've gone ahead to fix in the zipper. You can see how beautiful this short looks. Thank you, and thank you very much for watching to the end. I really appreciate you all. I'll be seeing you on the next one. God bless you.